Yo, guys, one more minute before we go live. One more minute before we go live for New York session and market mentorship overview. Okay, guys? Make sure you're sharing this link with all the chats that you have, guys. Make sure we're putting people on. Let's have an amazing Friday. Let's get it, all right? See you guys in less than 30 seconds. All right, guys. Drop some sevens in the chat if you can see me clearly and you can hear me loud and clear. The music's not too loud. Everything sounds and looks good. Drop some sevens in the chat if you guys are ready for some charts. If you're ready for New York session, ready to end the week strong. Drop some sevens in the chat for me if all sounds okay, so that way we can get the session started. Come on, guys. We need a little bit more 7/7s than that. Drop some sevens in the chat if you're awake. If you're up and ready for the charts. Can't just be 3 people. All right. Cool. Cool, guys. Awesome. All right, guys. So this morning it's going to be pretty interesting. Basically, most of my objectives for this week were hit. So I was still very long on DXY, but as you guys can see, after coming into this area here, we distributed pretty hard. So my second weekly objective was the previous weekly low. Okay, so we dismissed the previous monthly low and those previous weekly low highs. So that's a previous monthly high, and I believe you just need a little bit more liquidity before we get up there again. So we are bearish though. Structure is bearish, and we can reject to the downside. I wanted to see a little bit more upside from here, but we may not get that upside given this current rejection. So if when I get it the bias incorrect, the market usually tells me, because either one or two things. Either my trades just won't go my way, or they just won't run. Like this week, all my longs just stalled, right? And my shorts stalled. So I know when I have the incorrect bias, when price is stalling against me. Okay. Another reason why you may have an incorrect bias is when price action is clearly moving the opposing direction. So here on the weekly, you guys may be a little bit harder to see, okay? But on the daily and on the 4 hour, after we took out this low here and rejected, the ideal play would be if we would have created a new high from here and headed towards these highs, okay? But because we did not get that, and by the time we came to the charts, we were about right here. Okay, that to me told me that, hey, like, we're going to continue pushing for these lows. But my I guess perspective on it was we're going to hit the lows in reverse. Lows are reverse. And so now we're fast forward to current price action. You guys can see that we went down there, But not just that, look at the way the daily candle closed. Do you guys see any rejection after we smacked the previous weekly low? Drop it in the chat. Do you guys see any rejection within this daily candle after we took out that previous weekly low? So after we took out that previous weekly, yeah, right? No. So after we took out that previous weekly low, we have, yeah, you guys can see little to no rejection to the upside. Okay, so for me, I kind of want to see a little bit more shorts. Now, here's the big part is Monday's high, and Thursday's low. Look, I'll tell you guys what. Monday clearly is going to stay being the high, and I feel pretty good about playing with the low, but not making an extravagant move to the downside anymore. I do think that we can move to the downside a little bit more or play with the current low that we already have. But for me, this weekly range looks pretty well set up to for us to play within it. So if we end up just stalling kind of sideways on the XY, I wouldn't be surprised. We did end up coming here into this 1 hour imbalance on the left. Okay, so we came into this 1 hour insufficiency, accumulated below the previous daily low, came up, right? And then we left Asian alone. We took out London's opening, and we're kind of rejecting towards the upside again. But here's another 1 hour imbalance, and I want to see if this 1 hour imbalance takes us down to that Asian low. If not, you know, we're just going to continue creating these very small higher highs, higher lows, and liquidity build up for the day of for today's price action. So that can happen, take place. Let's see, new week opening gap, new daily opening gap there. But yeah, not much other than a rejection towards the upside. Okay, we have an imbalance play here that could potentially take this lower. Now here's one thing, is there's not much liquidity that we took to the upside. Note this, there's not much liquidity that we took to the upside. There was, although, an intraday low. Let me delete this Asian low. There was, although, an intraday low here that got taken out. Now, what does that tell me is that since we took out the low and rejected, we could potentially be moving to back into like the highs, the higher end of this small range here, the rejection here. But this imbalance, as long as we respect it, for me, this imbalance could potentially just continue pushing this lower to those very, very relative lows down there. Now, those relative lows can be something that we seek out later on next week. Given that we're really close to CPI, I'm going to be very, very cautious about the trades that we take. CPI is, I believe, on Tuesday. Let me pull it up. It's usually like between the 12th of the month to the 14th. So let's go look over here on Tuesday. Yeah, so it's next Tuesday. We're 2 sessions away from CPI. So this is, I guess not 2 sessions, 2 full trading days from CPI. And that's where I'd be really cautious. Those 2, if it was on Wednesday, then I wouldn't be as cautious. But given that we're 2 days away from CPI, a good liquidity buildup tends to happen. So again, I will not be surprised if we just play with the low and with the high within this range that we're already in. Yeah. So let's go to Dow. On Monday, or once we took out this low on Tuesday, I was looking for longs. Okay, I was looking for longs, and I said to Monday's high. All right, and then for some reason yesterday, on yesterday's session, for some reason on New York session, yeah. For some reason, I had this like bias that we were going to short and take out these lows. Now, I see all this liquidity build up, and my eyes get immediately drawn to them. And so yesterday when I saw those equal lows, taking out the previous daily high, I was really short on my day. And so I didn't take opportunity of these longs that I was calling out since Monday and Tuesday. But yeah, it is what it is. I haven't yet back tested because I record myself, so I have yet to back test that recording and see what may have brought that thinking and unwillingness, I guess. I saw an unwillingness to change my bias to accept the longs. And so the longs ended up playing really nice. I wasn't a part of it, unfortunately. I want to be very blunt about that because that shit does happen to me as well. I have only taken that short on Monday, some longs over here, and then just kind of breaking even throughout these last 2 days. But I'm not taking too excessive trades. So I will tell you guys this. Maybe I have not had the correct bias, but I'm a professional. Like, I can take losses professionally. I'll tell you guys that. Like, I'm really good at taking losses. Because out of those 2 days that I broke even, or I guess lost my trades, I only lost 0.3% of my account. So 0.3% of my account was lost throughout that mishaps throughout Thursday, right? And so for me, guys, oh yeah, Wednesday I didn't trade. I must not have. Or yes, I did. I took these longs. Yeah, I took these 1 hour longs here. So again, my bias was long Tuesday, Wednesday, and then for some reason when I showed up yesterday and we were right here like this, I was like, wow, we took all that buy side. Now we need to take all this sell side liquidity. And price action had other plans. For once we followed the DXY. DXY dumped, these guys flew. Okay. So now coming into today, we took out Asian high, which was my main objective for today. If we end up shorting off, I mean, I would only go short if we end up shorting off pretty hard. But for that to happen, I don't know. I'm still pretty bullish on everything. Gonna take some of this makeup off. 1 second. Okay, so I remember I was saying this yesterday. There's a lot of makeup on charts and can cause you to marry a bias. Not just you, but myself as well. I'm included in the you, for sure. Okay, Asian high ran. Not much of a rejection. We did reject, but not much of a rejection where I'm like, oh, we're gonna short, right? So we're gonna let that kind of do its thing. It's playing within this insufficiency here on the 5 minute. Just kind of let it do its thing for now. If we show signs of bearishness, for me, you know, taking out these lows with a nice imbalance on the 5 minute potentially, but we still have this 15-minute unmitigated area, fully unmitigated area right there. We tapped into the open, but there's all of this to me looks like liquidity, equal lows. So we have that area there. That's ideally where I would want to see my first accumulations if we were to go long again. But overall, guys, like my objective for the week was hit, and it was I was looking for on my bullish end I was looking for 34,000, which I think we're just gonna fall short of. But midway through the week on Tuesday I was looking for Monday's highs, and we did tap into Monday's high. Monday's high is kind of showing us that rejection today. But look at this, okay? You have your shift in structure, higher high, higher low, higher high, okay? And then you have this previous low here and that previous high there. And so between that low to this high, okay, structure wise, you're looking at internal liquidity here. So for me, you know, ideally I'd love to see some longs below here. Now that does not have to happen. We already came into 50%, okay? And so really it's being aware that this is 50% or lower, so this is nice discount of that range. And then this is internal liquidity for the 4 hour. So if you do take longs there, be aware that you could be part of the internal liquidity. NASDAQ still has room to go up. I'm still very bullish on NAS. I was journaling that earlier, and I'm like, man, this thing's gone. Like it's still pumping. We're coming into that previous area of distribution that could give us a rejection. Let's go check out news. There's no major news today. Yeah, there's not. So yeah, we could come into this area and give some potential areas. I mean, potential distribution. I will point out this Friday's close. Here it is. This is what I was waiting for. I don't know why it's not marked up. This kind of bothers a little bit, but here's Friday. Friday's close. Monday's open, or Sunday's open right there. Let's go over here and go to 320. Okay, and just new week opening gap. 1 second. I'm really anal about my markups. And it's mainly because I teach a lot, and so I need to have the right descriptions on them. Anyways, that area. So you got two areas right here. That area right there, and then this current area right here. So we'll see how we end up playing out, because we could definitely in the next 24 minutes close above and do some shit like this where we like go up higher and then come back lower and then move up from there, and we can use this area as a potential area for support. That could take place. We'll end up seeing a little bit more once this candle closes. But yeah, bullishness all the way for these. I believe the main moves for Nasdaq was yesterday on the longs. It was here on the 15-minute. You know, where was it? It was not on the 15-minute. It was on the 5. Okay, we came into this previous area of accumulation and balance. Then the open takes place. We move higher, and when we come back, okay, I'm looking for 10 a.m. Okay, 10 a.m. Okay, and you guys can see that 10 a.m. candle just right before 10 a.m. we spiked down, take out the lows, and just continue moving to the upside. No, it was before the open, and honestly, I probably would not have participated in that. It's clean and everything, but I believe there was news yesterday. Let me check. I do believe there was news yesterday. Let's see. There was USD unemployment claims at 8:30. I totally missed that. I had totally missed that. So that would have definitely been an entry point right there. 8:30 a.m. right beforehand, right there. Doesn't need any more. Now, check this out. You have your imbalance, but then I need you guys to look left. Look left to get right. And so then you have that imbalance, right? But this whole area right here, you guys can see it a lot better here. Let me mark it out with blue so you guys can see it. This imbalance here. And you guys can see that imbalance overlaps within this one. And that area right there ends up being my area of accumulation. Stop loss below the low of the imbalance, of course, remains the same. The stop loss remains the same. But that's the way that I would have played that because of news. And it would have just kept going. Yeah. So the way that we came below Asian lows just kind of shows you, hey, like the likelihood of this thing just turning around and dumping are very low. The objectives are set, and so you have to ask yourself, what is Nasdaq seeking out for? Right? This is why I don't look left and just look for mitigations. I really don't. I wait for liquidity. So to me, Nasdaq is going to take out this high. That's why you guys see this high right here. We are in this previous area of distribution. I get that. But within this range, from this high to this low, let's go even further back because that's the high that swept all that liquidity. From that high to that low, where's the liquidity? You guys tell me. Here's the first level of liquidity that I see. It's very obvious. Boom. Did we get any level of rejection from that? Drop it in the chat. Did we get any level of rejection from that? No, right? No level of rejection. Therefore, you have to look, okay, candles, mitigations are not going to move price. Drop that down for me. Mitigations are not moving price. Okay? Mitigations are not the ones moving price. That's not what moves price here. It's liquidity. Liquidity moves price. The market is liquidity engineered. Right? And so you guys can see, as we're pushing to the upside, there's zero signs of rejection. You have to ask yourself, between that high to this low, what is the internal liquidity that we have? The only previous daily high that I see is right there. There has to be liquidity. If this was to fall, this has to be happen above liquidity or with liquidity taking place. Oh, shit. This long ass stretch. So I have my iPad up. Sorry, 1 second. Check the chat. And I can't see my face. Okay. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah, no, the longs played out nice, guys. They did. Honestly, this morning, I didn't come with the intention over here to try to catch these longs. I think the move's already set. So these longs are just going to continue doing their thing. Until these targets are hit, right? So maybe this one's going for that previous daily high. Okay. Or beyond it. I know we've been looking at these highs for a while, right there. That our objective for this week, my initial objective for this week was 34,000. So I wasn't incorrect on the bias, but I was on the weekly bias, but I was very off on my daily bias on Thursday. So one day of you just kind of straying away from your system can really have an effect on the rest of your week. Yeah, I'm in Dow longs right now. Nice. Gold sales played out really nice. Cool. Yeah, if I was long on something, it would probably be Nas. Nas was the one that I wanted to go long on if we came back. I was hoping this would give us slight rejection to the downside, but guys, I mean, yeah, I can honestly tell you when the likelihood of shit coming back is low. And I'm pretty sure you guys can tell that by now as well. Okay, so we'll just let price action do its thing. Yeah, no, it's popping off. All of them are. Yeah, no, they just launched at the open. See, these are also, so for the ones that follow me, you guys know that I wait till 10 a.m. That's why I wasn't really much in a hurry to like come on to the open and do all that. I mainly wait till 10 a.m. anyways. So I can't count ourselves out till after like 10:30. Then at 10:30, I'm like, okay, we're clearly not going to return, and it's just going to continue pumping till it hits the objectives. So for me, Fridays are really short-term objectives. If I am in a trade, I hit the immediate target and I'm out. Okay, that's how I handle Fridays. And then on top of that, I wait till 10 a.m. So if between 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. we make the move for the entire day, then I guess I'm not taking the trade. That's just how I trade. I rather not break my rules, because then I invite the habit of breaking my rules or dismissing my rules all the time. Previous daily high achieved. We're just about to that high right there, to that imbalance here on the daily. I don't know if you guys remember this, but we were so close to that imbalance for a while. SPX traded into that imbalance a really, really long time ago. It's right back here. Traded right through it. SPX, for those of you wondering, this is like the overall monthly objective right there. Yeah, not trading is probably the most difficult part that you guys will come across as traders. Now, there's two types of traders. The one that maybe could use a little bit more days off, and then the ones that could really use some days on the charts. Okay, because there's both. Like I have students that I run one-on-ones with. One student, man, I hope she's on. I'm not gonna say her name, but when I started teaching her, it took her like 6 months to place a trade because she was really afraid of the live market, right? And then I have another guy that that I teach one-on-ones with, and he is so courageous. He's not afraid of getting clapped, and that can be a double-sided blade, right? Double-edged blade, because you may not be fearful of the market, but I look at it this way. There's no limit as to how much money you can make in the market, but there's definitely a limit as to how much you can lose. And the limit is everything. You can lose it all and some. Like Jim Rohn says, like once you get close to zero, it stops. But nowadays, you can whistle right past zero and go balls deep into debt. Like, it does happen. I've seen it happen. I'm not saying any of my students are doing that, but what I am saying is that there is a limit as to how much you can lose. So learn how to lose accordingly. Okay, that's why I was yesterday. Yeah, the main thing that hurt me, it's not losing the trade, it's going against my overall bias. That's it. Like straying away from what I have already determined. That's what hurts. That's the mistake. Losing a trade is not a mistake. You're fine, right? Like 0.3%. You're not gonna die losing 0.3%. Okay. So, anyways, let's see. Yeah, I wanted NAS too, and it launched. Yep, not trading is hard sometimes. That's right. Yep, yeah. So it's really that's the most difficult part. It's learning when not to take the setups. I came on Friday because I love Fridays, and I'm like, okay, you know what? Fridays are usually very well, and not just that, but usually Fridays are very abundant, meaning that it provides a tremendous amount of a tremendous amount of movement and opportunities. Usually Fridays are both. It's like winners are both sellers and buyers, because Friday tends to do this like release. I don't know if that makes sense, but it somewhere at some point of the day when targets get hit, boom, reversal. And it just tends to do like this release of orders, whether we're buying or selling. And so Fridays are abundant. That's why I'm on here with you guys today, seeing if we can catch a 1, 2, 3. That's the goal. Just aiming for a 1, 2, 3 today, and wrapping up the week strong, right? So we'll see what ends up happening. Again, previous daily high taken. We could reverse, create an imbalance right here. If we reverse and create an imbalance right here, this imbalance remains, and we come back down here, and I would be accumulating and aiming for a new high. Yeah, I'm still bullish. The XY did give us kind of a rejection, but not the one. Like I said, for the most part, I see DXY just kind of playing with this low right here. Playing with these lows. So, yeah. Still the beginning of the day, so we'll see what ends up happening. There goes that pump. Here in the 5-minute. The 5-minute looks very good. Still not my trading window, so I'm going to wait another 12 minutes. Still not my trading window. Just waiting another 12 minutes, 11 minutes. It won't kill me. What do you think about EU? Who is that? Torta 69? Bro, thank you. Because I was waiting for somebody to ask for an asset. I love it when you guys ask for stuff. Like assets to look at. Nice. This looks very promising for these fucking lows to just get obliterated like that. Just, what are these? And then you have this beautiful imbalance. Monthly looks beautiful. Okay, then you have, let's take that off. You have those equal lows. We came into this previous area of accumulation. Main thing I would mark out is this gap right here. And hold on, I'm gonna go to Dow Jones and just press some come back with some alerts, so that way we're alerted of all of this. Bro, why do you not on abundant stream? Why are you not? Because I didn't know that he was gonna hop on. I never know when Matthew hops on, to be honest. If he had like a set schedule and then it was consistent, then I'd be on. See, like today I didn't know if he was gonna hop on or not, so that's why I'm doing my own stream. Plus last night I missed my market mentorship, and so yeah, I just never know when Matthew's gonna be on with Abundant Capital. So if I'm not trading and he's streaming, if I'm not streaming myself and he's streaming, then I hop on, which only lines up like once a week, unfortunately. So that's why. Yeah, that's why. It's just I never know when he's gonna show up or not. So I show up every day to the charts, but I don't know when there's gonna be a stream or not. So that's the main thing. I love Matthew. Me and Matthew are still like this, guys. That's my brother. And if you guys didn't know, he's live right now. So if you guys want to go on his stream, he is live as well. Yeah, but I was just saying, you know, I love Matthew. It's just I never know when he's gonna be on. So I had planned this without knowing that he was gonna actually be on today. So it is what it is, and I'm sure our schedules will line up soon enough. Today went live 20 minutes. Oh, I think Matthew is on. Yeah. I think Matthew is AC. I'm pretty sure that's him. Yeah, so it's not, I hope you guys know that it's not because Matthew or myself are going through anything. Like, not at all. Like, I love Matthew 100%. Like I was just saying, it's mainly because we just don't know when each other is gonna go live. Like last night, I did not know that I was gonna pass out early. Bro, I literally 8:30 p.m. at night, 8:30 p.m. at night, passing out. That's when I sent you guys that message. I was like, no market mentorship tonight. It was 30 minutes before the market mentorship, and I could not even make it to 9 p.m. my time. So yeah, nah, I had to postpone that market mentorship, and I decided to do it this morning. I have a really busy week ahead of me, so weekend ahead of me. So yeah, I'm going camping. I'm leaving camping today, actually. Yeah, no, I'm a really bad person when it comes to like sleep. I know you guys see me posting like really, really early in the morning. Man, it's because I wake up stupid early. And that, I guess, just means it's there's a opposing side of the spectrum for anything that you decide on. If you decide that you're a morning person, you either need to give up your day or night. Either you're giving up the late night or the day, right? Or part of your day to catch up on sleep. If I choose to be a night person, then I'm gonna either give up the day or morning, right? And so I can't do all three. And so there's a opposing side of the spectrum. Because I'm not a late night owl, I'm definitely an early bird thanks to that. But because I am such an early bird, I wake up like 4 or 5 in the morning my time. That's 3 hours before market even opens, before I even hop on the charts. Because I'm that much of an early bird, I don't do this on purpose. I don't have an alarm. I just wake up and I'll get my day going. But because of that, like, it pulls my sleep down at night so much, because by the time it hits 8 p.m., I'm so exhausted. So it's a blessing and it's a double-edged sword. Okay, we took out that high on Dow. No signs of rejection yet. It would be very difficult for me to go short on Dow unless I see some accumulation on DXY. Yeah, Targets have been hit for sure. Nasdaq, has it hit the target? Probably not yet. Let's see. Yeah, Nasdaq needs to hit that target first for me to feel really comfortable about, which is Monday's high, right? Wednesday's high? Monday's high is over here. Yeah, I really believe that we're going to go for Monday's high. Yeah, so far this week, me and Matthew went live together at the same time both days. I have so for those of you who don't know, I have a 6-month program. For those of you who may wonder about, have any questions about that, so the 6-month program enrollment is open. I closed that enrollment July 23rd. That's the last day. Enrollment closes. I won't be accepting any more students. There's only 8 spots left. There's only 8 spots open. 4 spots left. 4 or 3. About to be 3 here soon. And so my 6-month program, I trade live with you guys, and that's going to be something that I'm going to do moving forward. Is throughout that 6-month program, once or twice a week, we will be hopping on live and trading together. It's a lot smaller of a group. It's, for example, this last call, we had 4 or 5 individuals on the call. It's very close, and we all basically just trade the same because everyone's learning, again, through me, and I'm showing you guys all these, I guess, setups, analysis, live trading experience, and that will come with that 6-month program as well. So yeah, you guys may not always see me going live on YouTube, but that does not mean I'm not live other places. It's just some mentorships are more private, right? So if you guys ever have questions about any private mentorships, hit me up. I'm happy to help. But for now, it just seems like these targets are rocking. Look at that. Look at the way we're just launching out that. So Nasdaq would probably be the only one. How much is it? Hop on a call with me because it changes for everybody. I can't explain it too much on the 6-month program, but it's basically a one-on-one basis. It's as often as you hit those one-on-ones. My boy Harold, he's on the call. Adrian, they're both on the call. They're both students of mine on the 6-month program. Adrian, worth it if anybody's wondering. And then Harold's mentioning 6-month program changed everything for me. I appreciate you both. You guys hop on all my live sessions. I've been working closely with these 2 individuals for the past 4 or 5 months. Coming to the end of this 6-month program with these guys, and I can just tell you guys the growth is tremendous. It's huge. The mindset, the mindset is the biggest thing. It's like the level of maturity as a trader is tremendous. My goal throughout this 6-month program is to squeeze the 2-3 years of worth of experience down into those 6 months. My goal isn't to just make you a profitable trader. My goal is to get you guys thinking like a professional trader. There's 2 things that we focus on, and it's peace and profitability, right? Peace first, profitability comes after. So we focus on peace of mind and then moving forward to profitability. And so then in Abundant Capital, we also have the pod, right? So that's what I was saying is we have different mentorships for sure. There's definitely mentorships, private mentorships that you guys can take full advantage of. Abundant Capital, we have the pod, right? This is an exclusive chat and community where we give tons of weekly value, a weekly call with the team to just recap with everybody, right? And just a private set of community and exclusive deals that are only accessible to that pod, and exclusive calls, recordings, and opportunities. The biggest part there is the network and opportunities. You gotta, to get into the pod, not everyone gets into the pod. Just like my 6-month program, not everyone makes it to the 6-month program. These are exclusive mentorships that if you guys have any further questions, I'm happy to answer them. If you guys hit me up, the link is on the bio. It's my link tree. You guys can book a free consultation. I'm happy to answer any and all questions that you may have and give you guys all the information in regards to those programs. Because there's 2 programs right there. The pod is it. The 6-month mentorship is it, guys. And then the pod is lifetime. So it's not, the pod isn't something that it's once your payment is done, it's a lifetime access to the pod. So yeah, there's a lot that goes into it, guys. I'm glad that you guys are asking questions. Thank you for those. I like this rejection that we're getting from this previous daily high on Dow. I am waiting another minute here to see how price action develops for the hourly. And yeah, brother, yeah, I love the pod. I'm in the pod right now. That's awesome. Yeah. YouTube's cool, though. Like, YouTube's cool. Like, it really is. You get to reach out a lot of people. I met definitely a lot of people through YouTube. So I believe that's why also, too, myself and Matthew gravitated so much towards YouTube, because the goal is to reach as many people as we can, you know? That's the objective, is to reach as many people as we can. And I was in a really tough situation in my life for a really, really long time, you know, with my family and everything. And I believe that everyone deserves to at least have this opportunity brought to them. Like, I just know that this exists. That's it. That's all there is. Just know that this opportunity exists, and that if you're willing to stick through it, you will be rewarded for it, right? And that's something I didn't know for the longest time. To like, I was 23 years old. All I was doing is just working my ass off. I was working 3 jobs when I found out about trading, you know? So different mentalities, different approaches, and I just want people to know that this exists. Because if it wasn't for trading, I'd still be working my ass off, but I'd also be drinking a lot more. Like, I used to drink every weekend, even throughout the week, show up to work drunk or whatever. Like, it was horrible. And my trader bait disconnected. I was inactive for too long. Anyways, and so with that, guys, like, I'm telling you guys, trading, if it hasn't changed your life internally, like within, then you're not doing this correctly. If it's only brought you suffering, I promise you there's a lot more deeper connection to trading than that. That's why it's important to me to reach more people, because I believe, to an extent, everyone should at least try trading once. Like, why aren't we offering this shit in schools? Like, why isn't this more of a option to everyone? Something that isn't, it's just like, try it out. At least once in your life, try it out. See your true colors. Let the market show your reflection of how well you know yourself. Because that's it. It's like, I've learned more about me showing up to this hour throughout the day, every single day, for the past 2 years than I have just trying to study something else, or trying to work my ass off, or just experiencing life with friends, partying and all that stuff. So it's just, I don't know. Trading changed my life. And even if I wasn't trading, it would have still had a changing point in my life to where I'm not doing all that shit that disoriented me before. So it's a pretty cool experience for sure. He's like, I'm in Nas shorts, going for that 1 hour imbalance. Does that make sense too? Thank you for asking, bro. Let's look. So you're Nas shorts. So right now, I mean, I haven't seen any signs of distribution yet, but this is a really good area to go short in. We took out that previous hourly high. I mean, if you just took it straight off out the liquidity sweep, that's cool. I do believe that we could get, see, this 1 minute is still bullish. High, low. So we have these equal lows here. So I see it I do see it going a little bit lower, but for the most part, I want to see more of a rejection than that. But that's clean. That's a good initial reaction right there. Dow took out 9 a.m.'s high and the main objective for the week. Six-month program is lit. Oh yeah, my boy Brandon, he's in it as well. It makes sense, but just not yet. Better to wait for that high to get swept. On Nas? Yeah, for me too. I'm just waiting for that high. Like, hey, like we could sweep that previous hourly high, reject to the downside to just create more liquidity for Monday. That's definitely a possibility. I just have to see more of a distribution here taking place, because otherwise it's your 1 minute versus this 4-hour candle. This one. So I'd just be cautious of that. It's a very explosive candle to the upside. To save people from mental health destruction, yeah. I'm guessing you said destruction. Destruction. Yeah. Definitely, it's therapeutical, for sure. But then at the same time, it could be detrimental for some. Some people are really out here gambling, and I'm not saying that's any of you guys, but the 90% of people that quit their first year, it's mainly because they're out here like kicking themselves in the balls every day. You know, like I can't tell you guys, I did 2 years of that, and I would wake up fucking crying in the middle of the night just to see my account blown. That was like a really big turning point. I even remember, you guys know Jordan Morgan, right? Look at my head ass, okay? Like, I did this when I was really young. I think I was like 24, okay? It was my first year into trading, and I was getting my ass handed to me. And I had just loaded up another $5,000 into an account, and then $4,000 to $5,000 into an account, and I set a bunch of limits overnight on gold, on EU, on GU, on GJ. I just set a fuck ton of limits. I was like, these are gonna hit. When I wake up tomorrow, my account's gonna double. And then when I woke up in the middle of the night, and I was just like, because the trades don't even let you sleep, so you don't even have that peace of mind. So then the setups are keeping you up late, and then you wake up, you see your trades, and everything got fucked. Everything on my account got effed, and I blew the 5K, and I wasn't even awake for it. And I remember I woke up and I was just fucking crying, and I was ready to give up and throw in the towel. And I'm really happy I did this. And for this individual, Jordan Morgan, I messaged him. This is embarrassing, but I'm gonna share it with you guys anyways. I messaged Jordan Morgan and I was like, hey bro, like how the fuck is this not working? I do this and I do that. I follow my plan. I take trades throughout this time and I do this. And then he's like, did you really lose 100? He was like, the plan is for you to only risk 1% max on a single trade. Okay. And he's like, so you're telling me that you took 101% trades and lost 100 trades in a row and didn't win a single one? And it hit me hella hard. I was like, wow. It's like, no, bro. I lost the whole account in like 6 trades. And I'm like, that's it. You know what I mean? It's just like the risk management, the professional, the mindset, not gambling. I didn't lose the whole account in like 6 trades. It was more like 6 setups with like 3 entries each. It was ridiculous. It's like, oh, if it doesn't go to this zone, I'm gonna go to this zone. If it doesn't go to that zone, I'm gonna go to that zone. And it just ripped right through everything. To save people from mental health, it has brought discipline and mental strength for sure. 6-month program made me and my trading better. I'm glad, bro. I'm really happy to hear that. Thank you for sharing your feedback, bro. Hey, bro, hit me up. We need to talk soon. We need to get on our one-on-one here soon, brother. I miss talking to you. Spencer said, on the 15-second, stop loss out. just kind of let it do its thing. We need to see a little bit more evidence here. If the shorts do happen, hey, like, we will be here and see if it does play out. But yeah, give me one sec. Sheesh, Adrian, I see you're long, bro. Let's go. What a beautiful trade. Definitely went. It's badass. Wow. Yeah, no, I see a lot of people in the longs, so that's awesome, guys. It's awesome. Valeria says, oh, it's in Spanish. I was like, why am I having, I was like, why am I not reading that out loud? Okay. She said, I'm a person that's totally different. Yeah, that's totally different since I got to know trading. Thank you, God, for my mentors. Yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah, trading's beautiful. I'm telling you guys, it's art. It's, yeah, I love it. So we got a nice break here on Nas. So if we did get a break here and we create some imbalance here, I would like to go long to those highs. A lot of people may say, like, we're really high up there, and you know, you're not wrong. We are really high up there. But that's because we're going for liquidity, right? And so even if we were just to go to this immediate high right there from an imbalance right here, like, that makes sense to me. Did we tap it? We did. Oh, no, never mind. I mean, we could go longer, higher up, but no, I believe what one more tap up there. One more tap up there from this imbalance. So I'm gonna stick with looking in here. I'm gonna put a nice alert there for us. There's another 3 minutes left on this 15-minute. Nas 1 minute distro. For me, it took it out. Yeah. For that high, yeah, no. For me, it took it out too. That high, right there on Nasdaq at least. I'm looking at Nas. On Dow, yeah, it definitely took it out on Dow. Yeah, that imbalance. And did we get to 34,000? No, we have not. Sad face. I don't remember what my objective was for the week. Let me go look at my journal. Actually, it was Dow longs. Give me 1 second. I'll pull it up right now. Dow longs 34,000. Yeah, that was my main objective for this week. Which I don't think we're gonna get that today. Like, with given the price action right now. Showing rejection here on the hourly. We're more than likely gonna play within that area. Nas 1 minute distro. Yeah, I can't take the 1 minute versus all of this. It's just not it. I'll tell you guys what. And for those of you who tune in week after week, have seen my videos day after day, you know this. You will rarely catch me analyzing the market on this time frame. Yeah, I don't get my biases from that. Mainly comes from remaining on the 15-minute and higher. My number one, the time frame that I spend the most time on is probably the 4 hour and the daily. 4 hour and daily are probably my favorite time frames when it comes to how much time I spend on them. Yeah, 4 hour and daily. Yeah, there it goes. That pop up there. Seems to be wanting to hit the objective. Yeah, guys, it may just we just may end up longing for the rest of the week, for the rest of the day. Like I said, Fridays are usually the ones that have that reversal at some point. I'm not here to time that reversal. Just hoping you guys know that. Like, my goal on Fridays is not to time those reversals. I don't like to pick tops and bottoms. I just like to go with the trend. So you would only look at 15-minute points of interest or higher. Yeah, I guess so. That's what that means. Yeah, for example, like, I'll show you a really good example. I took this trade on Wednesday. This long right here, it was literally straight up off the 1 hour. Boom. Straight off the 1 hour. Like that. Imbalance. Stop loss below the low of the imbalance. And then I ended up partialing out here once, twice, and then I ended up closing it, the entirety of it, on that same gap, just because it just didn't want to do it for me. Didn't want to go higher. And I can't hold trades once my session's closed. Once my session's closed with my broker, you have to close your trades. So that's why that trade ends up being only that short. And my target overall was Monday's high, which is right there. So we end up hitting it. It's kind of tricky with my broker. But yeah, no, I just took it straight off the 1 hour. What about the 5-minute POIs and IPAs? Yeah, no, I mean, those are very... But what I'm getting at is, I guess where I am going with this is... unless you can catch something like this, there's no reason why you should go any lower. Like, if you can consistently catch 15-minute, 1 hour trades, then start diving into the lowers, because then the lower time frames become clearer. And that's coming from somebody that's still not comfortable with the lower time frames. It's not that I don't dive into the lower time frames. I definitely do. And I do take trades off the 5-minute and off the 1 minute. It definitely does take place, but more often than not, most of my day is spent navigated on the 4 hour, hourly or above. Like, it's just not, I don't devote too much time to the minutes. It's just confusing. It's too much noise. I'm just not there yet. I can honestly tell you with confidence, and pretty comfortable saying this publicly, I'm not comfortable with smaller time frames as of yet. Believe it or not, I've been profitable for 2 years, but it's still not something that I can see with such ease, and something that my plan shows. Whenever I take 1 minute to 1 minute or smaller trades, they tend to get clapped more often than not. So for me, more often than not means that that's a lower probability. And since that's a lower probability for me, then guess what? I'm going to deviate away from that. Because I trust my plan. I trust my journaling. I trust my documentation, my business. I won't rely on just trusting my emotions and logical thinking alone. Like, I can't say that's a sucker's bet. That's definitely not, because some people are really smart, but that's definitely a sucker's bet for me, right? A sucker's bet for me, because I can't do that. Damn, I thought today indices will give us clean longs to those highs left without us. Yeah, bro. Yeah, it does happen. Hey, happy fucking Friday, though. Either way, happy motherfucking Friday. I'm happy. Look, shorts ends up playing out. As like I mentioned, the only reason I would short any indices is if this started accumulating and it had to show a really nice accumulation. But I don't think that's gonna happen, guys. We're gonna continue to popping off to the upside. If you were in these longs, then beautiful. If you didn't, I'm sorry. If you have any other charts, comments, or observations, I'm happy to check them out. Said, what about no, never mind. You already read that. So for Dow, I know we are at the highs. May you draw the ideal distribution on what time frame? On Dow. Shit, at this point on the 1 hour, 4 hour. Yeah. At this point on the 1 hour, 4 hour. I'm like I said, you want to go with the trend. You don't want to catch the tops and bottoms, because more often than not, you're going to get clapped trying to time the top or the bottom. Why not just like let it be obvious as fuck that it's going to short or it's going to long, right? Like when we were on Tuesday, when we took out that previous daily low, it was obvious long, right? It was an obvious long, because why? Once we created that high here on Tuesday, okay, we pushed up higher. We came into this imbalance and we just completely pushed up higher. So again, at that point, you can tell that the 4 hour, the 1 hour are bullish. They're creating imbalances to the upside, right? And so then at that point, you're bullish. And so I allow the time frames to develop before I try to time a top or a bottom. And hey, if that makes it so I don't take a trade today, I'd rather not take a trade today than get clapped. You know what I mean? Because my probabilities are to follow this trend. That's where my higher probabilities are, to follow this trend, not to try to go against it and try to short, something like that. Because it's really aggressive. Just look at the aggressiveness on the longs. Yeah. For those who learned that the hard way. Yeah. Yeah, bro. You learn it the hard way, but I promise you, it's like, if you let price action, we distribute here on the on the 1 hour, then price action just told you, hey, we're distributing, we can go short now. And then you find the trend, you find that 1 hour trend, right, to that previous 4 hour area of distribution, of accumulation. And then you just close it there, right? But we waited for price action to tell us that we were going to do this. We didn't just try to catch the 1 minute distribution up here, because it's going to distribute on the 1 minute, and it's going to do it a lot. Yeah, a lot. So that's just what I've acknowledged. Great questions. I appreciate it a lot. But if you guys don't have any other charts, assets, or anything for me to check out, I will be hopping off, given that price action is clearly heading towards those objectives. Hey, most of us do, bro. Most of us learn the hard way. Most of us do. I don't know about you guys, but I couldn't sit in a fucking classroom and learn. Like, I had to go out there and learn the hard way in life, period. How you handle life is how you're gonna handle trading. It's the exact same way. I was really like stubborn, because I had two types of students around me. Ones that were really studying outside of school and going home and studying some more, and then the other person that's actually paying attention in class. And then there was me that could not for the life of me sit there and pay attention. I would just fall asleep. Most of my teachers would just let me sleep through lunch and shit, because they just wouldn't wake me up. I fell asleep through the whole lecture. And so a lot of teachers would just let me sleep through, and it would be fucking annoying. But it's mainly because I just could not learn in a classroom setting. That was the main thing. I just could not learn in a classroom setting. And so most people learn how, like myself, hands-on. Like, I couldn't, Matthew told me this so many times, bro. Risk management. How many times did he tell me risk management? How many times did he say wait for evidence? He tells me these things all the time. But it wasn't until I got my ass whooped by over leveraging. I got my ass whooped by not managing my risk accordingly. I got my ass whooped by not waiting for evidence. It was me learning those things hands on and I lost a lot of fucking money. And so you're either going to learn by somebody telling you or by you figuring it out by pain or suffering. But you will figure it out if you stick around long enough. Gelato said, hey, Contra, I passed phase 1 of my funded challenge. Let's go. But have been struggling on the second phase in drawdown. Any advice? I got you. Happy Friday. Hope you have an amazing weekend, brother. I appreciate you, Salvador. Oof, relatable, bro. Yeah. Okay, so this is a really good scenario. I know a lot of you have came across this. But if you've ever kicked ass on phase 1 or kicked ass during your challenge and struggling during your funded account, or you kicked ass phase 1 and then are struggling phase 2, most people that kick ass their first week of trading are usually getting their ass whooped for the following 2. It's how you handle your wins. Okay, that's the biggest thing I can tell you guys. Price action is showing some level of rejection, but again, oh, Nas took that high again, and let's just wait for that high over there. Anyways, so most people that get their ass handed to them the second week or the second time go around on the second phase or on the funded phase after they did really well is because of the way that they handled their accomplishments and wins. You see, if I'll share my story. How about that? I don't want to say you, this, that, us. Nah, I'll share my personal experience. The first 6-figure account that I passed, immediately I called my mom, called my wife, called my closest friend that have known my struggle, have known that I've been challenging with this, and I knew it would be very, it would be a very rewarding experience sharing it with them. And so I remember everyone was really happy for me. I felt super validated. And then the following week, like 2 weeks later, I lost the account. I lost it. And I was devastated. So let's put this our emotions on the chart. Okay? So let's look at this chart right here that I'm going to draw up for you guys. We're going to call this... Okay, so we're going to put on the scale of emotions, we're going to put on the bottom. On the bottom, it's going to be... This is going to, like, indicate fear. Okay? So red. And then this right here is going to indicate excitement. So we'll do yellow. Okay? Or another yellow. Brighter yellow. I don't know why that yellow's not as bright, but okay. Okay, and then this is the challenge. This is the point of you passing the challenge. And this is the point of you failing the challenge. And at the bottom, you failed it. And at the top, you passed it. Okay? And the scale, the colors is your emotions. Okay? So, as you're scaling in, most of us, okay, when you have a really good day or when you have some really good experiences, most of us are going through excitement and telling people, showing chats, telling other people about it, and we reach this side of the spectrum, this excitement. Okay? This excitement with a capital E, okay, is what you've reached. And so now you're starting the week over again. And now you're falling to the opposing side of the spectrum emotionally. Why? Because you're losing trades. So now you're on the opposing side of the spectrum, which is the fearful with a capital F. Okay? And the only reason that you're over here is because you allowed yourself to come here. That's it. This spectrum, on the fearful side, on the detrimental side, is only as big or as detrimental as you made the joy exciting, right? So If you overexcite over your accomplishments, you open the opposing side of the spectrum for detrimental. Because the moment that you do not have whatever caused this, whatever cause over here, so here's the cause, okay? Whatever caused that, okay? Whether you caused excitement, whether you caused fear, the way that you handle your wins will be the exact same way that you handle your losses. You see, excitement and fear have the same effect on your body. Most people actually think that they are afraid of the market, but it's not that. Most of you are not afraid of the market. And a lot of you can vouch for that. It's a lot of people tell me like, bro, I'm not afraid of the market. Yeah, you're probably not. You're just excited for the market. You're excited to win. You're excited to be profitable. You're excited to pass, right? It's handling both. How you handle one is how you will handle the other on the opposing side of the spectrum. If I'm over here telling everyone's moms that I passed my challenge, it's good that you passed the challenge. It's not bad. It's normal for you to want to share it, but just know that the way that you handle that, right, it's the same gravity that you're going to handle the losses on the opposing side of the spectrum. Right? So if you're not willing to tell people that you fucking blew the challenge within the 2 days, or you or you're not doing too well on the phase 1 or phase 2, then, don't share with them in the first place that you were killing it, right? Like, win in silence. Win in silence. That's how we do it here. Hate your milestones in silence, because for the most part, who's there when you're taking a loss? Do you guys grab somebody to fucking tell you, hey man, I just took the fattest loss of my life, and you're just crying on their shoulders? No, most of you are taking your losses by yourselves. Most of you are taking your worst fucking days and handling them on your own, right? That's how most people are. You guys are soldiers. You guys are here on your own, pushing through those horrible fucking days, pushing through the emotional roller coasters, pushing through the financial stumps, pushing through the economy. You guys are pushing through. You guys are pushing through silence, right? But there's something inside of us that urges us to want to be validated outside of us, which is where the excitement comes from. Okay? So all I can say is how you handle your wins is how you will handle your losses. If you were really, really excited from a scale, let's go to a scale now, okay? Let's go to this Fibonacci scale, okay? From here to there, okay? This is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, okay? From a scale to 1 to 10, okay? How excited were you? Or actually, let's do this. Okay, we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we'll go 9, 8, or actually, we'll go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? So now, we got 10 on both sides of the spectrum. Okay? And this is excitement, and this is fear, okay? If you were a 7 in excitement when you pass phase 1, when you're not passing phase 2, you're going to be a 7 in fear. Does that make sense? Drop some 7s in the chat if that's making sense, if what I'm painting for you guys is making sense so far. Because this is important, bro. Nobody talks about this shit. Everybody talks about how to handle your losses, but nobody talks about how to handle your wins. Okay? 7s, cool. I got 2 people so far following me. 3, cool. Awesome. That's enough. So, now, me personally, my experience was I was at a 10 in level of excitement and joy. I was crying to my mom when I told her that I passed my 6-figure challenge, that I was a 6-figure trader, okay? And then when I lost it 2 weeks later, I don't even think it was 2 weeks, it was a couple of days, like maybe the following week, I lost it. I was over here at a level 10 of fear of detrimental, of sadness, disappointment, doubt, because I allowed myself to overindulge in the excitement. Okay? So, I hope that makes sense, and I really, really hope that helps. Moving forward, the way that I would handle my wins is the same way that I handle my losses. It's in silence. In silence. I'd rather win in silence and nice quiet area where I can just lose all on my own and win all on my own without needing anybody to validate what I'm doing, right? I like this. Nasdaq didn't take the highs. Or did it? Oh no, this is down. We could just reject again from here, create all these equal highs, and then just Monday will be the one. So hey, we're coming back into that balance here on the 30-minute. We'll see what happens there. If there's no level of rejection or accumulation, then we can validate a potential distribution. But for now, I'm personally gonna look inside this 30-minute imbalance, or wait for this 24 minutes and wait for the 1 hour. Give me that imbalance. I'm still bullish. I just hope you guys know. I guess that's what I'm trying to get at. I'm still bullish. I know that we've seen this rejection, but I'm still pretty much bullish. Except Dow. I can see Dow falling hard. If I was gonna short something, it'd be Dow. What's to the right and what is it for? Oh, it's my indicator. It's my power of 3 indicator, and it just shows. So for example, when you're on the daily, you see the weekly time frame here on the right. When you're on the 4 hour, you see the daily time frame here on the right. When you're on the 1 hour, you see the 4 hour here on the right. When you're on the 15-minute, you see the 1 hour. 5-minute, you see the 1 hour still. And then I believe it's when I get below the 5-minute, it's when I see the 15-minute. Yeah. So 3-minute and below is 15-minute. So that's called the power of 3. So you go to the indicator and you go PO power 3 by 2 degrees. Now this one's locked because you have to pay for it. Okay. But there's a free version of it, and it's 1 candle. Yeah, it's 1 candle. But you can program it. When I was just using the 1 candle, I was programming it to the 4 hour. And so when I was like on the 1 hour, trading on the 1 hour or 5-minute, I was looking at the 4 hours still and seeing how it was developing. So yeah. Yeah, of course. All right, guys. Well, I don't see any more charts requests. Was this the XY? Did we end up accumulating? Let's go. All right. Accumulation confirmed on the XY. Cool. All right. Now these shorts would kind of make more sense. We'll see what DXY decides to do above these highs right here. Inside this imbalance. Okay. But for the most part, it looks pretty bullish. Like we're going to continue to the upside. But again, I will not be surprised if, like I mentioned at the beginning of the call, if we stay below this high and we play with this low. I will not one bit be surprised by that. Price action just... That's just how DXY moves on Fridays. He said nice shorts. Bro, get off the charts. You already caught a banger. My boy said nice shorts. No, yeah, it's very probable, but you just caught a banger. I saw your Dow trade. Man said he left a runner too. You're still in that. That's so cool. Nah, dude, you're solid, bro. Yeah, but possibly we get some nice shorts. But it's gonna be more dependent on what DXY does here in this previous area of distribution, because we have all these lows. Like, look, We're bearish. Okay. Remember I was telling you guys this like gave us no rejection, so we left these equal lows down here. So we're bearish. We came into this 1 hour imbalance here and here. And so we left all these equal lows right there. And so to me, we could potentially see the rejection to the downside. And only if we get that rejection towards that downside, for me, I will still go long on NAS inside this imbalance. But it's just going to be dependent on what DXY decides to do in this imbalance. If we continue to pump to the upside, though, yeah, NAS shorts for sure. NAS will short pretty hard. And if it does, I'm looking in here. You guys see this imbalance here? I know you guys do. But I'm going to be looking. There's NAS. I'm going to be looking here. Because of this imbalance and this one, that's kind of where I'm going to be looking for those shorts. But now we came into that imbalance, guys. Let's see what DXY decides to do. Will it pump? Will it drop? I just closed out all of it. Nice. Nice, bro. I'm sure you had an amazing percentage return this week. That's awesome. But yeah, I'm gonna call it a day and go enjoy some. Yeah, bro, go touch some grass. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it doesn't seem like we're getting this rejection out of this area. Okay, I'll tell you guys that. And it looks like we are gonna pump to the upside from this 5-minute imbalance. So I'm gonna go over here. NAS is shorting. Got a nice 5-minute, 15-minute. This is what I like to see. It's like a nice rejection, a nice imbalance, right? Like that's kind of what I like to see the most. Now, a lot of you may or may not know this, but a really good time to trade is usually around the London close at 11 a.m. Okay. Give me 1 sec. And it's just dumping. That was kind of taking its time. Which is weird because there's this divergence, right? Dow took the highs and NASDAQ didn't take all of them. Between that high, so that's the 5th, the high of the 5th. Here's the high of the 5th, right here. And it's just going on an uptrend on Dow. Previous daily high. And then over here, we're lower. So NASDAQ could be shorting pretty hard. We'll see. Just allowing price action to develop. We're getting another 15 minutes here. Gonna close in about 2 minutes to 5 minutes. See, another 2 minutes. Dump. Yeah, if it's not like a distribution, this is kind of what I like to see. It's a nice rejection like that. Your opinion, what the trade of the week? In your opinion, what's the trade of the week? It was that 1 hour on Dow. For me, at least of the trades that I took, it was that 1 hour on Dow for me to that Monday's high. And then on NASDAQ, it was yesterday. Yesterday at that. Yeah, right here. That news play, that one was a really good play. Really, really good play. I mean, both of those gave insane risk to reward. Insane risk to reward. Sorry, I need to stretch. Look at that rejection. Around the hourly. You know what, guys? Actually, you know, I'm gonna give this another like 10 minutes. And yeah, I'm gonna give this another like 10 minutes, and I'm gonna wait for that 11 a.m. 9 a.m. for me, but 11 a.m. Eastern for that London close. And yeah, we'll just kind of like be chilling here, waiting for charts. Okay, so give me just, I'll be here. If you guys need anything, I'll be looking at the chat, but I'm gonna be answering things on Telegram real quick. So here's the new. Well, I guess I'm not muted. Oh no, I am. Oh no, I'm not. Oh no, yeah, I am unmuted. Okay. Yeah. Just kind of letting price action give us this imbalance here. Here on the left, you guys can see it a lot more clear on the right. It's that low right there and that high here on the 1 hour. You guys can see it. That's why I have this indicator. Just I can stay on the 15 minute without. 10 minutes. Yeah, it's just kind of more of a waiting game right now, right? There it is. Pump. On Dow. Yeah, it's really hard to look for a short. Very, very difficult for me to look for a short there. We'll see what ends up happening in here, and then we'll reassess. But we basically just took that 1 hour again. We didn't create that 1 hour. If we close this, yeah. That's what I was telling you guys. I don't know if you guys remember, if you guys have been here throughout the whole call, but like we'll go one direction, hit targets, and then like a full release on Fridays. So that's why I don't look to hold on Fridays, because we'll go one way very strongly for the one portion of the day, and then very strongly the other way. I believe the range of the day has already been created. We're gonna just stay within this range. So we're gonna look at today's range from this high, from that high to that slow here on Dow. And for some reason my shit's gone. 1 second. For anybody wondering what my fib levels are, they're very simple. I know I got asked that already, but they're very, very simple. So if I am looking for shorts, it's back into this area. Now that we took that high, 9 a.m. ended up taking out intraday liquidity and major liquidity, so I'm not anticipating 9 a.m. to get ran. Now that we got this nice rejection towards the downside, see how the 15 minutes forming that too. Just looking for shorts into discount. Genuinely grateful for the value you put out. God bless you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Yeah, out of this whole daily range, ideally I'd want to buy below 50%. And then NASDAQ, let's look at our daily range here. So NASDAQ has already made it to discount. I'm very curious to see what happens. I'm gonna stick around. Oh my gosh. Give me 1 second. I gotta type in I'm gonna type in my password and everything for my trading panel, so I have to disconnect for a little bit. Don't want to show everybody my password. Okay, and I'm back. Cool. I just needed to log in real quick. Not that I don't trust you guys or anything, but personal shit. Yeah, like that. I'm gonna dismiss the DXY for now. Yeah, this 4 let's look at when the 4 hour closes. The 4 hour just opened, so never mind. I was wondering if we could have this imbalance here on the 4 hour. which I think we will. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Nas longs. See how they go. Got another 6 minutes before the hourly. You guys know what I do in between? Is I read. And since we're all here, I'm gonna read you guys this quote. The first quote. Okay. The first quote that I opened to. Okay. This is a book full of quotes. It's called "Nothing You Don't Already Know." Okay. It's where I get a lot of my inspiration from. And we're just gonna open it to a random ass page. And in this book, by the way, it gives you a quote on the left-hand side, and then it provides you, this way you guys can see it a little better. It provides you with a quote on one side and then the description on the other side. So for example, the quote that we just opened to says, "Never underestimate the importance of having a place where you can show up as you are, where your whole self is welcome, not just a part of yourself." Right? And then it explains what that means. You have no idea how many people are playing a role every day. Some of us are constantly trying to be a person we think we're expected to be. It costs a lot of energy to maintain that role, because the fear of falling out of that role is consistently present. The problem with fear is that it makes us resist all spontaneous energies such as creativity, joy, and curiosity. There's a Zen saying that says, "Tension is who you think you should be. Relaxation is who you are." So, I love this book. It's really cool. Bro, what's the book name? It's called "Nothing You Don't Already Know" by Alexander Den. I bet you guys can't really see it because it's really small, but here. Here, I got you. It will look like this. So. It's a really good book. And it has different chapters. For example, like a call for change, leave the ordinary, overcome fear, know thyself. So overcome fear. We'll go between after page 42. So we'll open up like the first page that we see on 42. Okay, this one has two quotes. Okay, this one has two pages. Without change, there will be no challenges. Without challenges, there would be no evolution. And so I love this book. Like I said, oh wait, that wasn't one of the fear ones. Here it is. One of the most powerful things someone can do is ask for help. And it'll explain everything within that. Yeah. The first page on fear. Give me a second. First page on fear says, "The fear of making a mistake is more harmful than the mistake itself." We got another 2 minutes. Okay. To live our lives trying to avoid mistakes is one of the biggest mistakes we can make. Inspiring people make many mistakes. They take initiatives, okay? They experiment, and they do things they've never done before, and they sometimes fail. Failure is a crucial part of life, and it's okay to make mistakes as long as we learn from them. Competent people recognize their mistakes, admit them, fix them, and learn from them. They aim for excellence, not perfection. They accomplish, that one's a big one. They aim for excellence, not perfection. So fear of making a mistake is more harmful than the mistake itself. So most people will go most of their lives just fearing making a mistake instead of just making the mistake itself and learning from it. Trusting the process, right? They aim for excellence, not perfection. They accomplish not because they don't fail, but because they keep on trying. Ultimately, it's not the mistakes that matter. It's our ability to learn from them that really matters. Okay, we got London closed. London just closed. So cool. Yeah, I like to read between, or go touch some grass with my son. Below 9 a.m. Oh, that's 10 a.m. So below 10 a.m. That's what I'm looking for, the longs on this. Now, the only way that I'll go long without taking out this low first. Here's a new hourly open here. Okay, so let's see what we end up doing on this. Because honestly, if we end up coming in here and redistributing, I'll go short into discount. Or respecting this imbalance even, but yeah. Because DXY is just plain. And we want to see DXY go long. So the new hour just opened. So you got the open, the manipulation to a level of liquidity or resistance, and then the distribution. Or you will get the open, the accumulation or the manipulation to a level of liquidity, and then the distribution to the upside, right? So this is the open. The open, you have to be able to visualize that candle before it finishes on printing, okay? I came back and see that Nas dump, big dump. Yeah, some more longs for Dow probably. SPX, not the sexiest price action, but more longs on SPX. So on NASDAQ, we did come to this area and balance, discount. Let's see what develops. Previous area of distribution. But ideally, this right here, boom. That imbalance right there, if we can short more from that. Back into discount. Yeah. Dow as well. Short. Into discount. I don't think Dow will do it as easily or with such ease, but that is the area that gets my attention on Dow. Yeah, this 5 minute though. And this hourly. The 50-minute would be more ideal. But here's the 1 minute, and it's, yeah, the 1 minute's a lot riskier, so like I said, I'd wait. I always wait for a little bit higher. The 5 minute breaks, and then we go down, even more of a confirmation. candle on the side. I could not turn it off. Okay. A lot of patience today, so I mean, I guess patience all week long. Where's that 5-minute imbalance right there? Yeah. Two imbalances that I'm paying attention on DXY. This 1 hour imbalance that's been there for since we mentioned it around the open, and then this oh shit, 1 second, and then this 15-minute imbalance here that we could potentially long from, but ideally I want to see that 1 hour short. That was like the whole bias for the day. It's that 1 hour short. These guys long some more. A lot of back and forth. I don't like it. I'm not a fan of the back and forth. Not a fan. Pumps. More pump. Yeah, I think this will end up pumping to the upside then. Leaving this whole 4 hour imbalance here. Yeah, guys, I pretty much done just because we're going to go bullish for the end of the day. And there's this imbalance here. But for the most part, I'm pretty bullish on these guys, and the only way that I would have bought is if we came back below 50% on any of these ranges, and it's just not, it just doesn't seem probable at this point. Yeah, not the most probable, so I'm gonna leave it right there. Don't want to chase anything, don't want to feel like I'm forcing anything. Plus my bias went from like fucking long to potential shorts, very short-term shorts, and now I just don't see them happening at all. So I'm gonna let it be, let this be, and let price action be till next week. Remember, next week is CPI. Okay, this shit right here, Sunday, Monday will probably be similar. Okay, Tuesday CPI, big news, big news. A lot of things happening with the Fed. So we'll see what ends up playing out in terms of price action for CPI. So on Monday, since Monday's our first live trading session, okay? Since Monday's our first live trading session, well, I guess this was our first one, but Monday's like our official live Monetize Monday session, okay? Since we will be doing that on Monday, I would say on Monday, I'll also give you guys my outlook on CPI, okay? But given that it's Monday, the Monday right before CPI, don't come with the expectation of like catching super huge fucking banger trades. Okay, it's going to be more of today's session where it was a lot of teaching and not so much button pushing. Yeah. Usually the day right before CPI, I'm super chill and selective. Not really going to force anything before CPI. Yeah, guys. These guys seem bullish. They're just going to continue to the upside. The only entry that I would have seen was this one, and I honestly would not have took it given the current environment. And so that's it for me. I'll let you guys go. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, the start of your weekend. Make sure you go back, reflect. I definitely will. I'll share with you guys any notes that I come across on my back testing this weekend. I'm definitely going to be back testing my performance today. I love the fact that these sessions are recorded because then I can go back and study my own performance as well. So yeah, guys, I appreciate you guys for being here today. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Let's let price action do its thing. We'll come back, reassess Monday, and then kill it on Tuesday, okay? Have an amazing, wonderful weekend. Productive, right? Stay happy, stay peaceful, and we'll talk to you guys soon, all right? Peace.